Speech off. Hey guys, so today we're going to learn about magic doors. So I'm going to be doing a demonstration of that. So with the Amazon Echo. So let's get started. Alexa, open the magic door.
Welcome to the magic door. In front of us is a land of adventures. We can explore this land together. Our journey depends on the choices we make. Your first choice begins here, with 3 roads. One leads to the mountains, another leads to the sea. The last is a spooky path into the dark forest. Would you like to go to the mountains, to the sea, or to the dark forest?
To the sea.
Okay, follow me on a sandy path overlooking the sea. The path takes us through tall grass, up a big hill until we find ourselves near the edge of the bluff, marked by a low wooden fence. The bluff is high above the shoreline, where waves crash below. From up here, the sea seems to reach forever. As we look out to the water, we see a boat floating next to the shore below. There is a narrow path here that leads down to the boat. We also spot an eagle soaring over a nearby bench. As we watch him turn inland toward a cluster of trees, we hear music coming from farther up the path.
Okay, so with this first round, you want to follow the music.
Should we walk to the boat, follow the eagle, or go toward the music?
Go toward the music.
Okay, I believe the music is coming from farther up this sandy path. So, let's keep walking. I think we're getting close. As we near the top of the hill, the music stops. After walking just a bit more, we come upon a very curious, brightly colored caravan, about 20 feet off the path, parked near the iron fence. Between us and the caravan, a handmade wooden sign is staked into the ground. Should we go over to the caravan, read the wooden sign, or keep walking on the sandy path?
Read the sign.
We walk closer to the wooden sign. It is painted black, with white stenciled lettering. At the top, it reads, Madam Pharaoh, traveling teller of your future. In the center of the sign is the image of a hand. Under the hand is a printed message. Stop by for a reading. Leave with new vision. All are welcome. Very interesting. Perhaps we should visit her. Should we go over to the caravan, read the wooden sign, or keep walking on the sandy path?
Go toward the caravan.
Okay, let's leave the path and walk together toward the caravan. As we get closer, we see a caravan that is made of metal, tinted red, and has a closed metal door. We see an empty folding chair nearby, and on the folding chair, someone has placed a fiddle and bow. Should we knock on the caravan door, walk over to the chair, or go back to the sandy path?
Knock on the door.
Okay, let's knock on the caravan door. We wait a moment, and then the door opens. A most interesting lady appears from inside the caravan. She is wearing a long flowing purple dress, with a red shawl covering her back and shoulders. On top of her shawl, her long brown hair spills out from a silvery, gray scarf tied around the top of her head. She notices us, and then smiles as she approaches.
Welcome. I'm so pleased to see you here. I'm Madam Pharaoh, and I've been waiting for you to arrive.
She takes out 2 folded chairs from behind the caravan, unfolds them and places them on either side of the chair that is already set up. She motions us to come over, while picking up the fiddle and bow from the center chair. Should we have a seat, or refuse the invitation?
Take a seat.
Well, we walk over to the chairs. Madame Pharaoh sits down and plays us a tune. She turns to me, taking my nearest hand into both of hers. She looks at the top of my hand, and then gently flips it over, inspecting my palm carefully.
Oh, I see. It is obvious that you have clear and logical thinking. Aha, look at this too. You love language and are a great communicator. Yes, you have a very strong energy there.
She then turns to you, taking your closest hand into both of hers. She examines it, just as she examined mine.
Ah, yes. Now, you have a passion for adventure. And look at this. You are a good problem solver. Now, let me see. Aha, you are clearly very brave.
Madame Pharaoh looks intently into your eyes. She turns to me, looking directly into mine. She then looks straight ahead, stands up and turns around to face us.
You know, my profound intuition tells me that yes, you two make a great team. Together you can do wonderful things and journey far. And I believe you two would be perfect for a particular challenge that needs solving. Tell me, are you interested in a new challenge?
What do you think? Are we interested in a new challenge?
Yes.
I tell Madame Pharaoh that, yes, we are interested in a new challenge. Her face lights up.
Ah, wonderful. Now, listen carefully. At the very bottom of the bluff here, there is a marvelous lighthouse, owned by my family for over 100 years. As a little girl, I played inside it, while my parents served as lighthouse keepers, ensuring that ships would safely find their way to this land. But a few years ago, when only my father remained as keeper of the lighthouse, a dreadful storm suddenly appeared. The lighthouse stood strong, but its intricate machinery was damaged. The light inside was extinguished and has not flashed since. My father was able to escape unharmed. Sadly though, a fishing boat was not so lucky and completely vanished in the storm. The ship's entire crew was lost. After the storm, my father went down to repair the lighthouse, but he soon returned terrified. He had seen a ghost, a very angry one, and the ghost had taken over the lighthouse. My father swore he would never return. Others have ventured down there, only to promptly return with the same story. Most believe that the spirit in the lighthouse is the captain from the boat that perished in the storm. Are you interested in hearing more?
Well, I'm interested. Are you?
Yes.
Very good. There is a tenacious energy inside both of you, and you two may be the only ones who can end this unfortunate haunting. You see, I know why the lighthouse ghost is so upset. He is desperate to reunite with his lost ship and crew. But the ghost ship cannot find its way to the shore without the lighthouse light as its flashing beacon. And so, it is imperative that you find a way to fix it. If you do, the ghost will find peace at last, and the haunting will stop. And I have a hunch that, if you help this poor soul, he will give you something special in return. Now you must not waste any time. Tonight is the only night of the year when the moon shines just right, illuminating an otherwise forgotten path down to the lighthouse. To find the start of the path, go uphill from here on the sandy path as far as you can go. Look for an opening in the fence that lines the edge of the bluff.
Wow, this could be scary. But together, I think we can solve the problem. And it might even be a little fun. Should we go uphill to the moonlit path? or go downhill to get out of here?
Go uphill to the moonlit path.
Okay, we tell Madame Pharaoh that we will take the path to the lighthouse. She clasps her hands together and smiles. We both say goodbye to her and start back toward the sandy path, but Madame Pharaoh almost immediately calls out,
Wait, please. I forgot. You need to take something with you.
She catches up to us and hands me a sturdy metal lantern, explaining that it will soon be nighttime.
It will be your only source of light. Besides the moon, of course.
I hang on tight to the glowing lantern, and we return to the sandy path. As we walk uphill on the sandy path, we notice that the sun has set, and the sky is getting quite dark. The path gradually levels out, and we find ourselves at the top of the bluff. We follow the path as it turns and heads to the edge of the bluff. As we walk and look out toward the water, we see a bright, big full moon rising to the south, between scattered clouds. The sandy path ends, but after scanning the area, we see an opening in the wooden fence and walk over to it. As we look down the side of the bluff, we find an area of boulders and trees. And sure enough, there is a glowing trail leading down. It seems to be a phosphorescent line of dirt, reflecting the light of the moon. Should we walk on the moonlit path, return to the sandy path, or look more around here?
Keep walking.
Let's walk on the narrow, moonlit path together. Stay close to me, and if you want to turn around, just say, go back. We walk cautiously as the path winds around boulders and cuts through shrubs. As we walk, the sounds of the sea get louder. And then, about halfway to the shore, a gust of wind suddenly swirls around us. That wind is cold, and I'm feeling quite chilly. Let's pick up the pace. Did you just say something? Would you like to keep going down, or go back up the path?
Keep going.
Okay, let's keep walking. As we descend, we notice a fog starting to roll in off the water. Unfortunately, our glowing path is starting to fade. I hold up our lantern to help us find our way.
So guys, after
We
this
can only
one,
see a
I
few
would do
feet in front of us, but we
the
cautiously
tree
keep
house, the
going.
gnome's tree house
Stay closer
next.
to me. It's getting a little creepy. I suppose we could turn around now. Would you like to keep going to the lighthouse, or go back up the path?
Keep going.
Okay, let's keep going. The fog is thick now, and our glowing path has disappeared, but we are near the rocky shore. Through the fog, we see the white lighthouse towering above us.
Large face. Face near bottom right edge. Speech off.
Alright guys, I'm sorry about that. I had a call come through and it stopped the video. It was a telemarketer. So I'm gonna restart it. I'm gonna just go back where we were. Alexa, open the magic door. So we're back to where we were.
Welcome back to the Haunted Lighthouse adventure. If you are interested in new stories, ask me about notifications. Okay, let's keep going. The fog is thick now, and our glowing path has disappeared, but we are near the rocky shore. Through the fog, we see the white lighthouse towering above us. As we walk toward it, the wind is blowing the cold, misty air in our faces. And wait, am I seeing things? Is there someone standing near the lighthouse? We walk closer to the lighthouse's front steps, and sure enough, there is a man on the landing next to the front door. He is holding a bell and facing the foggy sea. Oh, listen.
I wait, and I wait. But why? This wretched place is no place to be. I'm stuck here forever, alone in this darkness. Oh, the darkness. The darkness. Oh, curse you, darkness.
A dense cloud of fog rolls by, and the man disappears. We walk to the bottom of the lighthouse's front steps, and no one is around. We see only the lighthouse door, which begins to bang in the wind.
So guys, when you get the gear first, that's what I would do.
Should we go inside, stay outside, or go back up the bluff?
Stay outside.
Good grief, are you sure? I really don't want to be out here. It sure is windy and cold out here. The fog is thick, making it hard to see more than a few feet in front of us. Do you want to walk around the lighthouse, go inside, or climb back uphill to the bluff?
Walk around the lighthouse.
Okay, hold my hand. I don't want to lose you out here. We walk together, staying close to the outside of the lighthouse. I hold up the lantern in front of us. We really don't see much, and we are feeling quite cold now from the misty sea air and the strong wind. But just as I'm about to drag you back the way we came, we hear.
Here's the metal door.
And we quickly discover that the sound is coming from a small metal door on the back of the
There's something in there
lighthouse.
that we need.
The gusty wind must be making it rattle. Should we open the door or go back to the front of the lighthouse?
Open the door.
The metal door is only about 5 feet tall. I turn the door handle, and the door opens a tiny bit, but then it won't budge further. I lean on it, and it feels like something is blocking it from the other side. We both together push on it, and it suddenly gives way. We stumble inside, but manage not to fall. With our lantern as the only light, we find ourselves on a damp floor in a cold and small space, with a very low ceiling. We can just barely stand up all the way. The space appears to be empty, except for something shiny on the ground, just a few feet away, reflecting the light of our lantern. Should we check out the shiny object, look more around this room, or get out of here?
Look at the shiny object.
Okay, we walk over to the shiny object on the floor, and I hold the lantern down next to it. Oh, I see. It is a metal gear, about 8 inches in diameter. I have picked it up. I'll keep it safe for us. Should we look more around this room, or get out of here?
Leave the room.
Okay, I agree. Let's get out of here. We head outside through the small doorway and into the foggy night. We walk together back the way we came to the front of the lighthouse. It sure is windy and cold out here. The fog is thick, making it hard to see more than a few feet
Alexa.
in front of us.
Go inside.
We climb up the front steps to the lighthouse's metal door.
Because it does the same thing pretty much.
I push on the door. I close it behind us. Thank goodness. We are finally inside. Yoo-hoo! Is anyone in here?
You. I like that when she does that.
Gosh, it sure feels strange in here. I hold up our lantern, providing an eerie glow in the space. We both do a complete look around the cold circular room. It has brick walls, a concrete floor, and a single window across from the front door. The window sits underneath a curved staircase that climbs up along the wall to a second floor. We also see a metal grate flush with the floor just a few feet ahead. Oh dear, there are creepy sounds coming out of it. What is going on here? Should we climb the stairs, walk to the window, look at the grate, or leave this lighthouse?
Climb the stairs.
With the lantern as our guide, we walk over to the curved staircase. As we climb, we grip the cold metal railing, being careful not to fall on the narrow metal treads. We reach a very narrow landing on the second floor, where we find a closed door. Past the door, the curved staircase continues to a third floor. Would you like to open the door, go upstairs, or go downstairs?
Go upstairs.
I hold up our lantern, and we climb to the third floor.
And when you get the key, and it's on the ladder.
Break time equals 3's greater than. I sure don't like that. On the third floor, our lantern illuminates a small circular room. In the room's center is a curious and quiet machine, narrow and tall. From here, it looks like a grouping of metals, pipes, and gears. We can also barely make out a ladder at the back of the room, reaching up to an opening in the ceiling. It appears to be the only way up to the next floor. Should we examine the machine, the ladder, or go back downstairs?
Look at the ladder. Alexa, look at the ladder.
Sorry, I'm having trouble understanding right now. Please try a little later.
Open the magic door. I think we lost connection. Alexa,
Welcome back.
look at the ladder.
We walk to the ladder. It is a metal ladder with about 12 rungs leading up to a hole in the ceiling. Maybe we should climb up. Should we examine the machine, climb up the ladder, or go back downstairs?
Look at ladder.
We walk to the ladder.
We're missing a key. There should be a key on there.
It is a metal ladder with about 12 rungs leading up to a hole in the ceiling. Maybe we should climb up. Should we examine the machine, climb up the ladder, or go back downstairs?
Climb the ladder.
Okay, let's climb up this ladder. Oh my. We are standing in another circular room, but this one made entirely of windows all around. From here, we can see forever out into the night, the fog now below us and the full moon shining bright above.
Just a moment.
And wow, in the center of the room is a magnificent piece of glass.
Alexa,
Large.
what's my inventory?
You have one metal lantern, one rusty steel key, and one small gear. If you'd like to know more about an item,
okay, already got
ask
the
me
steel
to
key.
describe it. Should we look more closely at the lens,
My bad.
walk around the room, or go back down the ladder?
Oh my god. Go downstairs.
Okay, let's go back down the ladder.
Alexa, go downstairs.
We go back down the staircase.
Alexa, open the office door.
I turn the door handle, but the door is locked. We picked up a rusty key earlier. Maybe we should use it to unlock the door. Would you like to go through the open door, go go upstairs or go downstairs?
Unlock the door.
I insert the rusty steel key we picked up earlier. It fits, and now we can open the door. We walk through the doorway, and I hold up the lantern, illuminating an interesting space. We see a
Alexa,
closed window.
go to the desk.
We walk over to the desk. It is a simple metal desk, and a metal chair on wheels is sitting next to it. On top of the desk, we find an old black typewriter with silver round keys, several moving as we watch. Surprisingly, the keys are blank on top, all the same. Also, there is no paper in the typewriter. But look, sitting next to the typewriter on the desk is a piece of paper.
Alexa,
Would you...
insert paper.
Okay, I will put the paper in the typewriter. The keyboard keys continue to type. Oh my, look. The keys have typed "Order Matters" onto the paper.
Alexa, open the window.
We try to open the window, but the latch is stuck. Would you like to look at the window, the desk, the table, or leave the room?
Look at the table.
Okay, let's check out the big wooden box on the table. As we get closer with our lantern, we see the box is made of dark wood and perfectly square. We also find a metal crank on the side of the box, and what looks like a speaker on the front of the box. There is a lid, and I open it. Inside there is a metal turntable, with a metal arm hanging over it. On the turntable is a black record, without a label. This is an old phonograph, or record player. Maybe you should turn the crank on the side. Would you like to look at the window, the desk, the table, or leave the room?
Leave the room.
Okay, let's leave the room. Uh-oh. The door has slammed in our faces, and the window in here is now rattling. Is that just wind? Or is someone or something trying to get in? Oh my, look. The rattling has caused the window latch to unlock. Would you like to open the window or open the door?
Open the window.
I pull up on the window. And for a moment, the room seems to stand still. Everything is silent. No wind, not even a slight breeze, comes in from outside. And then...
So the wind comes, and it's going to trigger all the sounds that we need to know.
a big gust of wind blows past us and into the room. It hits the phonograph crank.
So we need the wheel.
And then it blows over the typewriter keys.
Typewriter.
The broken record plays. And finally, the typewriter dings and rolls back. The window then slams shut. And the room is again silent. Well, that was very interesting. It seemed like the wind just deliberately set off a sequence of sounds in the room. Would you like to open the window or open the door?
Open the door.
Okay, let's leave the room.
Alexa,
Oh, good.
go upstairs.
I hold up our lantern, and we climb back up to the third floor.
Alexa, look at the machine.
With our lantern, we move closer to the machine. It is narrow and tall, reaching to the ceiling but taking up an area only about 4 feet by 4 feet across. As we walk around it, we discover gears upon gears, of various sizes, hanging on metal rods, connected by pulleys and weights, and all held in place by heavy metal bolts. It looks like some sort of large clockwork mechanism. The machine is a bit rusty, covered in dust and even some cobwebs. I guess it hasn't been used in a while. We also find a metal control panel on the side of the machine. In the center of the control panel, we see a small black wheel, like a mini steering wheel. I bet we could turn it. To the left of the wheel, there is a metal button, tinted blue. And to the right of the wheel is another metal button, this one tinted red. Both of these buttons look pushable. Then last, under the wheel, at the bottom of the control panel, is a small switch. I bet we could toggle or flip the
Alexa,
switch.
place gear.
I take out the gear we collected earlier and place it on the empty rod. You hand me the bolt from the floor, and I screw it onto the rod, securing the gear. Now, perhaps you should crank the wheel. What would you like to do now?
Turn the wheel.
Okay, you turn the little wheel. Hey, it's not getting stuck anymore, and you're able to crank it much more. What would you like to do now?
Press the red button.
I press the red button, and we hear.
No, that's not right. That's not right. It's...
What
Yeah!
would you like to do now?
Yeah!
If we keep working with these
macaroni?
controls, we can fix the machine.
Yeah!
We could turn the wheel, press the red and blue buttons, and flip
Sorry
the
about that.
switch. I'm not sure how to use those controls.
Sorry about that, guys.
though. Maybe we can find
Alexa.
it somewhere in...
Press the blue button.
I press the blue button, and we hear.
Alexa, flip switch.
I flip the toggle switch up, and we hear. What would you like to do now?
Okay, that's not right. Turn the wheel.
Okay, you turn the little wheel.
I think it's blue. I think it's...
Hey, it's not getting stuck anymore, and you're able to crank it much more.
Alexa, press red button.
Do you mean the red button or the blue button? What would you like to do now?
Press red button.
I press the red button, and we hear.
Ah, shoot. Did it the wrong way again.
What would you like to do now?
Press blue button.
I press the blue
Alexa.
button, and we hear.
Flip switch.
I flip the toggle switch up, and we hear. What would you like to do
See.
now?
Turn the wheel.
Okay, you turn the
It's
little
blue
wheel.
and then red. So it's wheel, blue, red, switch. Wheel, blue, red, switch.
Hey, it's
Alexa.
not getting stuck anymore.
Press blue button.
I press the blue button, and we hear. What would you like to do now?
Press red button.
What would you like to do now?
Flip switch.
I flip the toggle switch up, and we hear. The machine parts start moving. Amazing. We did it. Great job. The machine parts are really turning now, and I bet the glass lens upstairs is also moving. We should go up there. Would you like to go to the ladder? Examine the machine or go downstairs?
Go upstairs.
Okay, let's climb up. Oh my. We are standing in another circular room, but this one has windows all around. From here, we can see forever out into the night, the fog now below us and the full moon shining bright above. And wow! In the center of the room is a magnificent piece of glass, large, curved and shining in the light of the moon and our small lantern. Because we fixed the machine below, the giant lens is now moving. It is rotating very slowly around. So I believe we just now need to put some sort of light inside the lens, and then this lens will become a flashing beacon. Should we look more closely at the lens, walk around the room, or go back down the ladder?
Look at the lens.
Okay, let's examine the lighthouse lens. It is a masterpiece of curved pieces of glass, set in several metal frames, connected into a giant dome shape, secured to a thick metal base and standing at least 10 feet tall. It fills up most of the space in the room. With a marvelous collection of glass like this one, a small light inside can signal boats miles and miles away. As we walk around the lens, running our fingers over the curved pieces of glass and metal frames, we don't find any imperfections, cracks, or breaks. It seems to be in perfect condition. We do discover that one frame is different, having hinges and a tiny handle. I open it. And inside we find a mostly hollow space. We do see a small platform, but there is nothing else. No bulb, no wick, no light source at all. Gosh, what are we going to use to light up this place? What would you like to do now?
Place lantern.
Okay, I place the lantern on the platform and close the lens frame. Awesome. The lens and the room around us are now filled with light, and because we fixed the machine below, the beam of light is slowly flashing. Wow, that foghorn is very close to here. Maybe we should go outside on the balcony and see if there's a boat out there. What would you like to do now?
Go on the balcony.
Okay, let's go outside together on the balcony that encircles this top floor. We step out into the windy night air and quickly spot a big boat coming closer to shore, down below. It looks a little ghostly, but perhaps it is just the clearing fog that is distorting it. We then see a ghostly man standing on the shore, waving his arms. He shouts to the boat.
Ahoy, man! I am here! Here! Oh, could it really be true? Here at last, you have found your way. Hooray! Together again. Now we can all go home.
Then suddenly, the man on the shore is standing next to us on the balcony. We both freeze, not sure what to do next. But he is actually smiling at us, and looking fairly normal, dressed in a coat and overalls, with a bucket hat and boots. He's somewhat transparent though, like a hologram. He takes a step closer to us and holds out his hand, clutching what looks like a blue key.
Ah, you two. You two have done what I thought was not possible. How do I repay you for what you have done for me? Here, take this key. It is quite a small treasure. It will unlock you a curious little blue door hidden in the garden. Find the door by taking the dirt path when you first enter the garden. Continue beyond the stump and follow the bluebird if you spot him. Beyond the blue door, you will discover a secret place I created many years ago for my true love. Now, I must go.
I take the key from him, and he suddenly disappears. We then hear singing coming from the water below. We look down and watch as the boat drifts away from the shore. The lighthouse beacon is still flashing behind us. And as we turn around to go inside, the door in front of us suddenly becomes the magic door. Congratulations. We have completed this adventure. Now, would you like to go find the hidden blue door in the garden?
Yes.
Okay, let's go toward to the mountains, take the garden path, and look for the little blue door.
Alexa, stop.
Okay, goodbye. I can now notify you about new adventures. To find out more, say, ask the magic door about notifications.
Alright guys, so we're going to do the blue door next. So I will add that to this video probably, and after that we will do the gnome's tree home after this.